This is the tutorial for the Creating a Simple Database activity. You should have already downloaded the activity and read through it. The skills you learn in this tutorial will allow you to complete item number 3 in your assignment. So what we're going to do is open Access and create a new blank database, and we're going to name the database file Activity DB1. Step 2 tells us we're going to create and save a table named clubs. Item number 2 gives us the names of the fields and tells us that all the fields should be text except for group min size and group max size. Those should be integer or number. And then in task number 3, we're going to enter some data. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to I opened Access. Now I'm going to open a blank database. So I just double click on blank database. Okay. So what this tells me is I have table 1 and ID is a default field, but we're going to change that and we have to add all of our other fields. So we're going to click on View and click on Design View. Now we're creating a table and it wants to know us how do we want to save it, and we already know that we should save it as clubs. Type in clubs, click on OK. And notice then, now where it said table 1 before, it now says clubs. The field name is ID and the data type is auto number. Notice to the left of the field name there's a little picture of a key that tells us that this is the primary key. So whatever value is in club ID, it will be a unique value, and that's how we'll be able to identify the record. So now what I want to do is I want to be able to add all of these other fields that are listed in 2. So I'm going to change ID to club ID. I want it to remain auto number, so I'm just going to hit the enter key a couple of times and I get to my next field name. So according to our activity sheet, this should be club name. I want to keep it as a text name, street address, city, state, zip, manager last name, manager first name, manager phone number, club phone number, group min size, and this is where we want to change it, so we can use our drop down box and change it to number, and group max size, and we could change that to number. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to save our table, so we click on the save icon and we have saved our table. Now what we want to do is be able to enter some data. So we're going to click on View again and click on Data Sheet View. So notice we're in our clubs data sheet, and now we see to the left of club ID we see a little asterisk. And that means that this is the new row that we're going to enter. And remember how we said to automatically number our ID, so we're just going to leave that the way it is. We're going to click on club name and it says it should be Stomp at 410 Erie in Chicago. Now I can either hit the enter key or I can hit the right arrow key as I enter this data. The manager's phone number is 312-389-, and the club number, and the minimum size is 30 and the maximum size is 300. Notice how the club ID automatically changed to 1. So we would go through this and add the rest of our fields. We have our records. We have 4 records in total. So after we have all of the records added, we're going to save. Right? We can just click on save and it saves our table club, but we also have to save our database. So we're going to do File, Save Database As. We get a warning. Do you want Microsoft Access to close all open objects? Yes, we do, because we already saved our table. And we're going to name this activity _DB1. And we want to make sure we save it as a Microsoft Access database. Click on Save. Now we have a security warning, just enable the content, and then now it has been saved. And we can go back and double click on our club tables and we can see that our data is indeed there, and then we can just close out our Access database.